Figuring out the cause of over 4,100 spoiled ballots in the primary election, reporting 27 absent precinct officials to the Attorney General and apologizing to one, complying with the Uniformed Overseas Citizens Absentee Voting Act, all this while preparing for the general election, training new precinct officials, conducting in-office voting, and dealing with office space issues. How did the Guam Election Commission do it? Executive Director John Blas says it boils down to teamwork.
The only way we're going to be able to do that is to work together as a team. Despite our insufficient number of staff that are here, it's something that needs to be done. And my hat goes off to my staff who have been working day in, day out, up to wee hours of the morning, getting things ready for the general election.
Blas adds GEC's board of directors was also extremely supportive as they met on a weekly basis in the weeks before Election Day, including the day they had to reopen the primary ballot boxes and figure out that most voters spoiled their ballots by crossing over to vote for the Guam delegate race. Even when the Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against GEC for not complying with the UOCAVA Act, the commission mailed out absentee ballots for the Guam delegate race as soon as it could and complied with the district court's order to extend the count of those ballots until November 15th. However, throughout this election process and looking ahead to the 2012 election year, Blas mentions the most challenging aspect GEC still faces is a lack of sufficient funds to hire additional staff and truly resolve office space issues.
We may not need a lot of staff in next year, but come 2012, we would like the opportunity to receive additional funding to bring on board, even if it's temporary workers, to assist us in our tasks, to make sure that whatever needs to be done is done. Again, our challenges with our rent. I mean, again, it came later on, but eventually we worked towards resolving that. But again, that's something that needs to be seen at the forefront.
Blas also explains part of the reason why GEC had problems complying with UOCAVA as amended by the Military and Overseas Voter Empowerment, or MOVE Act, was the primary election date was too close to the federal deadline to send out absentee ballots. So we asked him if GEC would consider scheduling the primary at an earlier date. Blas says he believes it would help, as suggested by a board member.
If our primary election date was to stay as status quo for 2012, we are going to run right up against the deadline because after conducting the election, the board would need to certify those results. We would almost have to immediately, do the drawing of names for the general election again, and then prepare the ballot format. So again, it's something that one of our board members has brought out as a possibility of doing in preparation for 2012, and then to comply with the MOVE Act. And so again, the board, it kind of there's already a discussion there. However, there's nothing concrete at this point.
Reflecting on the last several months and weeks, Blas continues to thank the public for their cooperation and patience during this election process, and he continues to highlight the hard work of his staff.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of sacrifice that's going on right now, not only with the employees but with their families as well, because these employees, like I'm saying, have worked throughout the night and on weekends. So of course, losing time with the family. But again, it's something that we need to do, and they understand that needs to happen.
Josh DeKenko, PNC News.